everyone, I'm your girl Gracey Mae.
It's your boy Rod Rantz.
And we are the Afro Nation Show. Now we are joined by royalty, singer, songwriter, Grammy nominee. It is the one and only Queen of Afro House, Niniola.
You know I mean, you know I need it. I'm so addicted. I mean, can't live without it. America, you know I mean, you know I need it. I'm so addicted. I mean, can't live without it. Americana, you know I mean, you know I need it. I'm so addicted. I mean, can't live without it. America, you know I mean, you know I need it. I'm so addicted. I mean, can't live without it. In it down.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're good. You look gorgeous. The hair is laid. Face is beat.
You.
I like the color shades in the hair as well.
Now,
thank you so much.
Well, we're very honored to have you on the show today. Obviously, we are big fans of you. I'm sure you've seen us post playing your music consistently, and always.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Honored to have you. Now, you're known as the Afro House Queen, but I'll be honest, when I first found out about you, I genuinely thought that you were South African. And then
really?
I told you was Nigerian. So that really was like, whoa, what? Because I'm not used to Nigerians doing Afro House. Do you know what I mean? So how did you go down the Afro House route, and why didn't you go down the traditional Nigerian Afro beats we're more used to?
Oh, okay. So I'm one of those girls that jumped from one singing competition to the other.
Yeah.
I'm one of them, trying my luck. Going for auditions, and I got my fair share of no's, of you're not good enough, or you don't have what we want. And that made me cry a lot, but it made me work hard on my craft and my singing. And I told myself that I'll be so good that no one will be able to question my craft. And then the last competition I went for, that was Project Fame in 2013. I got my prize money because I came third runner-up, and I got my prize money of 2 million naira. And I asked myself if I wanted to invest in music or use the money elsewhere. And I decided there and then to make music my lifelong career. But I didn't know anybody in the music industry, And I wanted to work with the best because I wanted my debut single to be a hit. How I was going to achieve that, I didn't know. So I went online and I typed the search words top and best Nigerian music producers, and different lists came up, but SARS was on all the lists. And I'm like, who is this guy? And I listened to some of his work, and I was impressed. I reached out, and a meeting was set up. When I met him in the studio that day, the first thing I said to him was, I want a hit song.
Just like
he
that.
Laughed at me like, who is this one? Like, okay, can I listen to any demos or anything? I'm like, I don't have any demo. The only thing I have is from the show. And he watched the show and was like, okay, I know what to give you. I just told him I want to sing. I want to be able to sing and dance at the same time. And so he made a beat for me, and then I listened to it. I loved it instantly. I voiced on it. We loved it. And everyone loved it. When I dropped the song titled Ibaji, a lot of people were like, oh, this is really nice. Has that South African vibe to it. And I'm like, ooh. I just love it, you know.
Yeah, so another thing that obviously, as I said, I genuinely thought you were South African until I got told otherwise.
They've taken him light though.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because how I got yes.
Oh my god!
In Nigeria, we say, hey, Nepa is taking light though.
Nepa is taking light.
This is the
Yeah,
Afro show
dude.
first. This is the first time this has ever happened mid interview.
So yeah, my generator is on now, so there's power now.
Hey, Jenna's kicked in.
That is hilarious.
Right, where were we?
Yeah, as I was saying, so I genuinely thought you were South African until I got told otherwise. That was a big surprise to me because when I hear your music prior to knowing you're Nigerian, that's just where I placed you in it. And a second surprise to me was to find out that you are actually related
my
or your
younger
sisters
sister.
with Tenny. Now, that one again, that completely threw me. When I heard these two things, my head wasn't okay for like a month. My head was completely for a month. Because obviously the kind of music Tenny makes is completely different from the kind of music you make.
It has to be.
It's very rare that happens because normally siblings, they might influence each other or they might like work together to make music together. So it's very rare that the sounds are completely different. Again, was that intentional? Did you want it to be different, or is it that you guys listen to different music, you have different inspirations?
Oh, definitely. When she wanted to come into the industry, she told me she will hit me up and be like, Nini, I want to be at your sessions. You know, I want to feel the way you're recording. I want to understand. And I'm like, no, because if you do that, you're gonna sound like me. You know? And I'm like, you're gonna sound like me. And another thing is this: if I listen to you and if I'm there while you're recording, I might like something you do and take it, you know, vice versa. And then there's nothing you can do to me, and there's nothing I can do to you because we're sisters. And I'm like, to keep it different. and again, I'm the older one, so I can bully her, you know. But but I'm like, you know. I'm like, we have to be distinct, and because that's the only way we can. So,
All right, now, sis, I love you. I've loved you since Ibadi. I've continued to be a stan since 2014. So it's definitely an honor to have you on the show. Now, congratulations on the forthcoming project, Colors and Sounds. Now, I was sent a pre-link, and every track is an absolute banger. It drops on the 2nd of October. You have amazing features: Timbaland, Afro, Femi, Chrissy, Narcissus. Tell me about this project. What can our listeners look for?
So Colors and Sounds, I'm super excited about this, and it's my second album, studio album. And Colors and Sounds, why Colors and Sounds, you'd ask? Because my music is very vibrant and very colorful. When you listen to it, my music is a mood changer. And it's being listened to by people of different color, race, sexuality, and also the sound. Even though my root genre of music is Afro house, I still tend towards other genre of music like R&B, the full-on Afrobeat and reggae and the rest of it. And I'm like, okay, I want to take you on a journey and just enjoy Niniola. And that's why the album is titled Colors and Sound. So it's something you should look forward to. Mm-hmm. And I'm working with collaborating with great, you know, legends and you know, very great musicians. And I feel very honored and blessed that they obliged to work with me.
Honestly, like I say, guys, when you hear the full project, you're going to be absolutely blown away. Addicted is the latest track from the project. You know I need it. Hey, can't live with a big tune. Big tune. I have to ask you though, is there anything you're currently addicted to? What's your vice? Is it alcohol? Is it sweets?
I don't drink alcohol because I have a light head, and if I take it, I'm going to act crazy. So I just don't bother. So even if I'm going to indulge, it'll be once in a blue moon, and it'll be maybe white wine, maybe like 2 or 3 drops of white wine, and then a lot of Sprite.
2 or 3
or any soft drink.
Drops.
So yes, because I have a light head. I'm like, you know what, this is not for me. So nah. And what else? I just love to eat and dance.
Nothing else you're
basically,
addicted
and-
to? Yeah, we don't. We don't.
And-
Food and dancing.
And also I'm addicted to food. I love food though. I love food. I love food. And the song Addicted is so dear to me because of course the song was produced by Saz and the beat. He's super talented. I love you, Saz. The song, when I heard the beats, the first emotion that came to my mind was that of the love that I have for my late father. God bless his soul. And immediately I started to vibe, and the words that came out of my mouth were about how my father was killed. And I had to stop in my tracks and be like, no. Yeah, I know you love your father, but people have to, dance. Don't make it too sad. So the song it's a thin line between happiness and sadness. So if you've ever lost someone in your life or lost something and you still have a place in your heart for that person or that thing, then this song is for you. Also, if you're addicted to something strongly, for instance, food, clothes, good life, music, then this song is for you. Because all you do is keep yearning for that thing or that person.
Makes sense. Now, I have to ask, obviously, we saw a video, and we actually shared a video on our page as well when Timbaland was first caught vibing to one of your tunes. You've now worked with him. What was it like working with a legend like Timbaland?
See, I feel so honored. Like, I still can't believe it because it's a dream come true. Growing up, I saw videos of Timbaland, vibing, dancing with artists and producing massive tunes. And then someone buzzes my manager and says, Timbaland just commented on Niniola's page. And he told me, I'm like, what? Okay, let me run to my page. And then I saw his comment saying, I love your new single. And of course, I'm the sharp girl. DM, I went to the DM. And then I asked him, I was like, okay, please, legend. Oh my goodness, I feel so honored. Please, which of my songs, because I had to know, please be specific, which of my songs do you like? And then he was like, Designer, I love your new song, Designer. And I listened to your album, I love your album, I love the song Ballet and other songs as well. And I literally died and resurrected. I'm like, what? For real? And I asked if we could walk, and I was like, sure. And we've been walking, we've been going back and forth. And to experience his humility is exceptional. Someone as iconic as Timbaland, I'll buzz him and he'll respond to me like me. I'm like, I feel so blessed. And I remember we're working on a particular song, and I wasn't really feeling the song, and I didn't know how to tell him. You get what I mean? How you tell him that I'm working on this song and I'm not really getting that vibe that I need. So the song Fire, produced by the icon Timbaland, it's on the album. Definitely, I love that song. He loves the song, and I'm just grateful and thankful to him for the opportunity to work with him.
You touched on the fact that the song was originally about Papa, and rumor has it you are 1 out of 10 kids. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I'm number 6.
Number 6. What was it like growing up in your household? Because I can just hear noise.
See, you can't even begin to imagine it, because it wasn't just the 10 of us. We had relatives. At some point, we're about 30 or 40 in the house.
Wow.
So it was a full house of, relatives. It was fun, but there was no privacy.
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was big fun. And then because we were that many, we couldn't cook our food ourselves. So we had to get some cooks who, make the food downstairs at the backyard, and someone will have to go and pick up the food. And sometimes if you get, to the kitchen late, you might not get a piece of meat or fish. So, for instance, maybe if you missed your piece of fish or meat for lunch, what you do is you hurry up when it's time for dinner, and then make sure that you get a piece of meat, you place it on the plate first, and then put your main meal, if it's rice or whatever it is you're having, and then you put an extra piece on top. So what people will see is this, what people will see is that extra meat dancing there, just sitting there, pretty nice, not knowing that there's something under the rock, under the food, and then so you're getting back. So that's a whole lot of things. Like if you had like a bottle of drink, you have to just quickly rush it, because you know that when you walk into the room, everybody's going to want to have a taste of it. So it just taught, yes, it taught everyone how to share. You just have to share.
I love that. To me, yeah, growing up with 30 people just sounds like it would be a lot of fun. And now I'm hearing that there's techniques to this thing. So clearly I need to make a few notes. Now, Poppy, he didn't just inspire you in terms of, you know, living in a house with 10 people and musically, because I watched the interview where you said he was the one that kind of got you into music. He had a camera recorder that he used to use when you were dancing. He also inspired you with philanthropy. So what can you tell us about your foundation, the 6-year scholarships you've been handing out to?
His soul was an educationist and a philanthropist. He believed in teaching people how to fish rather than just hand them fish. And then he gave out a lot of scholarships because he believed in, you know, having a good education. And I just wanted to step into his big shoes. And 4 or 5 years ago, I started my own foundation called Adopt a Child's Education. And this is what I did. I went back to where I grew up. That's Irakari Estate, Isolo, Lagos, Nigeria. And I went to 5 government primary schools and asked for their best students. They sat for an exam. I picked the best 2 and gave them a 6-year high school scholarship that includes tuition, school books, and uniforms. And by God's grace, they are in their 5th year. They're almost done with their high school education. And by God's grace, I'm not going to abandon them. I'm going to, when they're done, I'm going to help more kids as well.
Yeah.
Through high school. Also, I give out writing materials and help to renovate schools. Even during this COVID pandemic, I give out tablets to help the children with their e-learning. And some people also helped out by sending in tablets as well. So my dream and my goal is just to help the little that I can, because I believe that little drops of water make a mighty ocean. And if I can lend a hand and you can lend a hand, then we're helping the whole world.
That deserves a round of applause, I think.
Honestly, that was even a sermon.
Yeah.
Little drops in the ocean. Yes, I'm walking away empowered and encouraged. I love that. I love that. Now, like I said, I'm a fan. I follow you on socials. Tell us about your dog. He's the cutest thing ever. Your little white fluffy dog.
Oh, Cookie, that girl. She's a handful. Anyways, Mr. P, that's Peter from Mr. Peter from P Square, featured me on a song, and we got talking, and he asked if I love dogs, and I said yes, I love dogs. And before I knew it, there was a dog in my house, a gift from him, and the gift happened to be Cookie.
That is amazing.
Cookie is a darling. Yes. And every time I look at it, I just remember the song, and I remember Mr. Peter and then his family, his wife and everybody. And she's become a part of my family. I love her so, so much. Even sometimes when I meet people, they ask about Cookie first before even asking about my welfare or how I'm doing. I'm like, so it's Cookie, but I love it now.
Niniola, you are our Afro queen. You are absolute royalty. We love all of your songs, whether it's Maradona, Sika, Banner, the list goes on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 lots of names, okay? And we are about to play the Afro Nation Show version. It's a variation of Snog, Marry, Avoid. Do you know the game Snog, Marry, Avoid?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'll give you 3 names, and all you have to do is say hate, rate, or collaborate? Very simple. I'll give you 3 names, and you have to say out of the 3 which artist you hate, which artist you rate, and which artist you would like to collaborate with.
I'm really laughing because her head's already shaking. I know she's gonna.
All right, we are going to start with producers. Since you and Sars are a match made in heaven, the 3 names are Sars, Kelpie, and Lyric. Who do you rate? Who do you hate? And who would you like to collaborate with?
I love Saz. I love Kelpie. Lyric. I love them. I love the 3 of them.
Okay, who do you love the most? And then who do you love the second most and then the third most? In order.
Okay, I really, really love Saz. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And I really, really love Kelpie.
So I'm going to deduce from that. Rate would be Saz.
Yeah.
Hate would be Lyric because you didn't say that. And then collaborate would be
I didn't say that.
Kelpie vibes. Okay.
I'll play the game by my own rules. Yes.
All right, I'm going to give you 3 female artists. You know, we're holding it down for the culture. You are flying the flag and we love you for it. So let me go to 3 Nigerian artists. Let me make it very specific. So we are going to say Tiwa, we're going to say Yemi, and we're going to say Simi. Obviously, you're going to say yes to Tenny, so we won't include her. But it's Tiwa, Yemi, Simi. Who do you rate? Who do you hate, and who would you collaborate with?
I love the 3 of them.
We might have to stop playing this game with artists because everyone.
You can't put me in a fix. No way.
All right. Let's switch it up a little bit then. Let's not do names. Let's do countries, okay? So now we're going to imagine you collaborating with artists from one of these countries. So let's say UK, because we're based in the UK. Let's say USA, because there's a lot of love for you in the US. And let's say South Africa, because Rod thought you were South African before he realized you were Nigerian. So which country do you rate? Which country do you hate? And which country would you like to collaborate with?
Okay, so I'd like to 3 countries.
I knew she'd say that.
But that is the end of Rate, Take, Collaborate, the Afro Nation show version. Niniola loves everybody.
Okay, let me try one. Let me try one.
My sister, see, I'm dropping an album now, so I can't be.
Let me try one. I'll try one. So I'm gonna give you 3 fruits, and you tell me which one you rate, you hate, and which one you would keep in your fridge. I don't know. It doesn't really work the same, innit? Okay, so apples, bananas, and grapes. Which ones do you rate? Which ones do you hate? And which ones are you okay with?
Okay, I'm okay with an apple. It depends, though. Depends.
You have to love bananas, right? Because you have a track called Banner, and it sounds the same.
Of course, I love banana. I love bananas. I love grapes, and I love apples too. So it's hard.
So even with fruit, you're picking all 3.
Of course, I'm going to eat all 3. I remember there was a time I was on the plane, and then I asked for a snack, and they brought options, and I'm like, I'm having them all.
Said like a true foodie. I love it.
Okay, so unfortunately, we have come to the end of the interview. But before we let you go, where can we find out what you had for breakfast? What's the best way to keep up to date with you?
Okay, on social media, of course.
Yes, on social.
My handle is official Niniola at official Niniola across board. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also my website is www.officialniniola.com, and also on TikTok and Trilla and everywhere. Just have fun, and when I have the time, I chat with people.
What platform do you respond to the most to your fans?
I think just Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
Twitter and
Okay,
Instagram.
cool.
I love
Thank
that.
you very much for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Grammy nominated.
Thank you. I had fun.
Afro
Grammy
House
nominated,
Queen.
Niniola in the
Woo!
building. Boop, 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 boop.
We love you so much. Thank you for joining us.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
This
I had
has been
fun.
like this has been the most fun and funniest interview we've done in a long time. I can't believe Nepa took your light mid-interview.
Welcome to
Thank you,
Nigeria.
Didi. I'm on Nigeria in the building. Hey.
I'm telling you one time,
Thank you.
one time. No darling.
Thanks.